Hello all. That's me at the Stannergate. I'm going to do a video around about the Dundee Stannergate area. So what I'll do on this take, you'll see this introduction, and then on the next take I'll show you on the Google Maps using my laptop on how to get there from the Stannergate's at the east, sort of the east waterfront of Dundee city, and I'll show you on the map how to drive here. Obviously, for those that don't know where the Stannergate is. So you get some of the view there. So I'm going to get out the car and I'll use the camcorder and I'll do a wee bit of filming and that for you. Just to show you around about this area. There's a few trails that I haven't walked on very recently, and I'd like to explore them with you. Okay, so I'll use the camcorder just now in the next take. Sorry, you'll get the map on the laptop to get directions on how to get here. Then after that you'll get the camcorder footage. Okay. Okay, right. To show on the map where the Stannergate is, obviously for those that don't know where it is, in Dundee. So this is the centre of Dundee here, site of Dundee. So if you were coming off as a point of reference, if you were coming off the Tay Road Bridge, you would go along onto the East Dock Street Road. So you would follow the A92, continue along, you'd pass the docks on your right hand side. You've got big oil drums on the left. So you continue up East Dock Street and then you just follow the A92, but you wouldn't go up Green Dykes, you would just continue on to the A930 till you get to this first circle, here. Then you would turn right down this road, and this is basically the Stannergate. This is the area that I'm covering with the video. So that's the road, the Broughty Ferry, well, the old Broughty Ferry Road, or Stannergate. And there's a big water tank which I'm going to be filming this area as well and showing you that tank. So you can get parked along this road here, and there's actually car park spacing just at the end as well. So it's kind of like on the eastern side of Dundee, along the waterfront. That's where the Stannergate is, and that's your port authorities there, your port area, docks and everything along here. And heading out to this ways towards Broughty Ferry, Broughty Castle. So that's where the Stannergate is. Okay. Okay, right. Hopefully this video will be in sync, so you'll have saw the map on how to get here. So where I am at the moment, and just basically parked there, and you could walk right the way along, and there's benches and a viewpoint at the far end there. I'm going to have a look at this trail at the back of that big water tank as well. But following along this pavement, this is heading towards Dundee, and you've got the oil rigs there in the background. But I don't know how many people have actually ventured off up this trail here. So I'm going to take you on a wee exploration up here. Now, it's very slippy. As usual, I didn't come prepared. I haven't got my hiking boots on, so I'm just hoping that I don't slip. So if you're sitting comfortable watching this, you'll be alright. What I'm trying to do is hold this camera, pull myself up at the same time. Maybe we should have done this, paused it. There wouldn't be any excitement then, would there? Right. So if you're better at slipping going up there, then you've lost your bet. So you can hold your bets for when I go back down, if I slip or not. Anyway, so that's just basically where I am. So it looks like they were doing some sort of reconstruction work at the docks there. A lot of bulldozers, excavators and that. So we're just walking along this trail. This is obviously the boundary fence to the docks, and on the other side here is just a sheer drop. Well, not a sheer drop, but now this is very dodgy because this is slippy and it's at an angle, so you can have your bets on if I'm going to slip or not. God, I should really pause that, but you don't want me pausing it now, do you? You want me to film myself slipping, don't you? I'll tell you one thing, I'll get caught with all those blooming jaggies. Right. So, this is as far as you get, legally. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is, to save on memory and batteries, I'm going to just basically walk back. It's just a reversal the way I came up, and then I'll start filming over towards that big water tank. Okay. Oh, we'll maybe get this train for you as well. So I'm sorry if you've got any bets on me slipping going down. I'm not going to tell you. Nah, I'm not going to say that of you. I don't know who's watching. There's a train. The twin carriage, multiple diesel unit. I'll tell you what, I'll just keep it running then. You can put your bets on. So am I going to slip and fall on my backside, or am I going to make it down without slipping? God, here we go. This is a bit dodgy, but you won't really appreciate that much on camera because you don't really get the angle. But just imagine 45-degree angle here, and I've only got my shoes on, and I've really nothing to grab onto because these are jaggies. So I'm trying my best not to fall. I got through that hurdle. So you might be able to hear the big machinery there in the background. That's them doing their whatever it is, landscaping or whatnot. I'll see if I could get a some sort of reconstruction work. So this trail, as I say, it's just off the beaten track, so to speak. You get a wee bit of a view, a bit of area to yourself. Right, this is the big challenge. It's actually harder going down than it is going up. I can tell you that from my experience of a hill walking club. So if I do fall and I break this camera, then there won't be any videos for a while. So I just really don't want to be falling. If it wasn't for that fence, it might not be so much fun getting down there. Right. So I made it down without slipping. Okay, now this is the big water tank. I'm going to get around the back of it. There's a trail, a walking trail that you could actually walk on, access legitimately. Obviously you're not going to go over this fence, but at the back of that it's you're allowed to walk along. I don't know how many people have actually came off this main track to get to it, so I'll show you how. So you have to excuse the wind because it's quite windy, so I hope the noise isn't a problem with the microphone. I'll just pause this a minute, okay? Right, that's back on there. So I'm really just walking up from there, just up this road a wee bit, or this pavement. So you've got all this overgrowth on the right hand side, so it's quite easy to miss the trail. So that would be your first clue that you could get in there, but there's an easier way without having to duck under the fence, nor do you need to climb over that wall. So just so you've got your bearings, this is the way in, and this is how much she would come up. Okay, right, so I'll walk you down here. It was a bit of a last minute decision to do this video. I've just done my 7 days in a row working, driving the buses, and I was on an early shift today. And I thought, it was raining earlier on, it turned out to brighten up a wee bit, and I thought, well, I'm not going to waste the rest of my day, I'm going to do something. So I just quickly decided to do this video, and I didn't really get much charge on the camcorder because if I'd waited any longer it would be getting dark. So and just what I'm saying is that I watch this battery. So I'm just going to cut a wee bit off here. I'm going to pause it. Right, I'm just going to be heading along there, and then I'll restart it again when I get there, just to watch the time in the video. Okay, right. Check this light. So just to save battery in that, I've just basically walked from there, and behind me is the railway line. That just runs right along. That's the East Coast line, Dundee Aberdeen line, I think. And the other side, opposite the railway line, is the tank. There's an embankment you can walk up. Now this path then on is a legitimate path, so you're allowed to walk it. Obviously you're not allowed to go on that side where the tank is, but you're allowed to walk along this path. So I'll get myself around there and I'll get the camera turned round and I'll show you the tank. Okay. Okay, right, so just heading along, continuing along. So up that embankment is the rear side of the water tank, and obviously this is the boundary fence. So the tank itself actually forms part of the boundary, as you'll see in a minute. So obviously that'll be the switching gear, pumping gear and everything and whatnot for the valves, various pumps, valves, etc. Presume that's what it'll be. And just over the other side of that fence is where I'm parked. That's where the road runs along. There's a part there. Right, so I've not been up there yet, so I'm going to have a wee look up there and I'll get the camera out there as well for you, okay? Okay, so this is up the hill. It wasn't much fun getting up this little embankment, and I'm glad the camera was off because it would have been needed censored. I jagged myself on the way up, so a little bit annoyed. Not right now though, just there's lots of jaggy nettles in these, so I would have had to have censored it, but the thing was off. So anyway, this is what it looks like here. As you can see, that's what's forming the boundary. That's the boundary fence is coming to this edge here, and the tank itself forms the rest of it. So it's obviously nothing a high risk security or anything like that, because you could obviously access it. It's just a water tank. It's not like a gas or an oil tank or anything like that. Even though it's in the same proximity as the oil refinery, which is just down a wee bit there. This is the water treatment thing. So it's a low risk for hazards. It's just more obviously the expense. I mean, obviously there's equipment that costs money, so they don't want anybody just going in there. There's obviously safety as well, like it's a big concrete tank anyway. It's not a gasometer or anything like that. It looks like it, but the gasometers, they rise up with the gas pressure. There is a few. Is there one? There's not many left now. I think I'll maybe do another video about if I come across any. I could show you them. Unfortunately, the battery is just about out on this camcorder. I didn't really come very prepared because it was a last-minute decision, and I thought I might as well do it today, because usually the weather turns when it's my days off. So. Right, I'm going to switch the camera off for three reasons. I need both my hands to get down here. Second of all, I don't want to damage this camera. And the third reason, you don't want to hear the language I use when I get jagged on these nettles. So that's a view, that's Ferry Castle there in the distance. I say the railway line just runs right along there. That's the road in part. It just runs right along there. I'll go up there actually later on. I'll maybe put this on the charger for 5 minutes and I'll get some videos and that over there for you. Okay, right, I'm going to turn this off for now. Okay, right, I'm going to just take a chance. I'm going to walk along there with the charge I've got left on my camcorder. You might be able to make out a rainbow there, or part of it, and just right, so I'm just going to head from, that's the way I came in that way, and I've got one on the red for this camcorder, so I'm just going to hope that it holds on for a wee bit yet. So I'm going to continue walking along here, and I'll just film it again when I get there. Okay, so I'll pause it for now. Okay, right, so I've just walked from there, that's where I was earlier. I've walked right as far as this end comes to this track bit, and I went up the little embankment here. You can see that I've just climbed up, maybe not very clear, but I'm just going to head along there now to see where that takes us out to. But just at the other end of the bushes there, that's where the little car park is. at the end of the road where in part. So in part that way, and this is the looking towards the other end. So I'll continue I'll continue along this trail for a bit yet, and then I'll turn it in and show you what's there. Okay. Right, so just as I say, I've just came along this track, and that's the Stannergate road there where the car park is. Railway line one's there, and you've got the Dundee to Ferry Road, main road, on the other side of the railways. So it just looks like it comes to a bit of a sort of overgrowth end. You see, to get out of here would mean I'd have to go all the way back, which is fine. Or if there's a hole in the fence or something, I don't particularly want to be going through all this to get jagged again. These jaggies, I mean, that could be a way out there, but that, I don't know. It looks like I'm probably going to have to just go back. I could wade through it maybe, but anyway, that's the bridge, the road bridge. So it's basically like a big crescent. You could come in this way and then follow the road right down and exit out the way I came in, or vice versa. So it looks like there's certainly no official end out of here. It's one of these make your own way out sort of thing. I can't see a hole in the fence anywhere, and I don't particularly want to be doing any wading through bushes and that. I'm not dressed for it. I've not got my hiking gear on. I don't have my gloves on or anything to wade through any jaggies. So it looks like it's just a trek back the way I come in, which is fair enough. So what I'll do then is I'll no bother filming that because it's just reversal. I mean, I pointed the camera in that direction anyway, so you know what it looks like in the other direction. So I've not really got much battery on this camcorder. I might have to use my mobile phone when I could maybe put some charge in when I go back to the car, and then I'll film some more on the road for you. Actually, I'm just looking down here. I wonder if this is an escape route. Hole in a fence, is it? I wonder. Right, am I going to slip or am I going to get jagged again? Wait a minute now. Oh no, well, that is just so teasing. I thought that there was a hole in the fence at one time. That's really annoying, but it doesn't matter. So you'll see the car park. There's certainly no climbing it. If I was a kid, I'd climb that, no bother. I'd get over that. I'd find a way. I'd get out, but past that stage. Anyway, right. So what I'll do now is I'll just go back the way I came. I'll get a wee bit of juice in this camcorder, and then I'll get on the other side of this fence and start filming that area for you, and try to get that done before it gets dark. Okay, right. See you in a bit. Right. What I done on the way back is I decided to come up this embankment, the one I should have went up the first time, without the jaggy nettles, or the jaggies. Anyway, this is the view looking east, and you'll see that's all the equipment, pipes, whatever. It's the other side that you didn't see earlier. It must be some kind of control block or something like that. Maybe the power supply, because you can see the electrical power station, power supply to it. And you can see the castle there, Broughty Castle in the distance. In fact, I'll turn this round and I'll get you a zoomed in view. Okay. It just paused itself there. Yeah, there we go. Stop this lens coming up. It's just a bit windy. So. be where the transformers are for all the electrical equipment, and there'll be probably switch gear and all sorts of equipment in that hut or building. And this is what's behind us. This is looking west. So that's the circle that I came off to get here. I go across a bridge and then just basically drive down that road and then I'll park just there on the obviously the other side of that fence. And that's where I walked up earlier, right the way past there. Right, so this is flashing up again for the battery, so I'll make my way over to the other side. It's starting to run flat. Right, I'll get some charge in this then, I'll get some videos further up the road, okay? Right, see you in a bit, bye. Right, that's just where I came out there, just from that side. You'll see how far up that large van in the distance there. That's how far up I got. And I thought there was a hole in the fence to get up at that end, but there wasn't. So I just had to double back all the way along, which is okay, it wasn't that long. So I'll get the videos and that at the other end for you. Okay, right, that's just finally at the other side now. That's just the lens caps. So a grassy beach, it's just basically in this area, this part here. And back there, that's where I was earlier on, just about quarter mile, if even that, maybe even less. And you can see all the view of the docks and everything. That fence here, that's basically, I'll show you. Where that van is where I was hoping to get out. So all that area there is where I walked on the other side of that. And the water tank is just down there. It's getting kind of dark. The moon's starting to come. It's a crescent, I don't know if you can see that. The camera might not come out very clear. And it's quite windy. So what I'll do is I'll turn this round and I'll get the videos closed. Right, so I got myself warmed up and a wee bit of battery charged in this camcorder. So I'll get a wee bit of filming for you now. The moon, it's kind of like starting to show. It's just coming through, so you're able to see the moon. Starting to that's where I was earlier, just down there. And that, I walked along the very first bit, I walked along that bit there, just about halfway there I came to the fence. I couldn't get right to the end. So there's some benches here. Well, this path actually leads right to Broughty Ferry. If you keep along there, it'll eventually come out to the harbour at the ferry. Castle there on the horizon, and that's Tedsmuir, Tayport across the water. popular with cyclists. Oh, these things light up as well. It must be it's a solar panel that stores the energy for the lighting. It lights up at night basically. Solar powered. So I've got to keep watching over my shoulder because there's bikes that use this. I'll get a picture of that for still if you want to pause the video and read that. Pause it. Right, so I'll just have a wee walk up this road here. So basically, as I say, this is just running parallel to where I walked up earlier, just on the other side of that fence, and this is the bit where I got teased into thinking I was going to get through. I got to here. There was a hole in the fence here, but it's been covered back up again. So I mean, I could have, like, go back 30 years, I could have climbed up, no bother, but past, well, I'm not going to say past that stage. I don't think I'd be able to do it as well as I did when I was younger. But yeah, it's just heading up this. For a moment, you would actually think you were out in the country here with the gorse bushes and stuff, and without the lampposts. You know, you would get this feeling this is a country lane, but it isn't. It's just right on the edge of the city. So it's a 3-ton weight limit, this bridge, this road bridge. Right, so I'm just going to head up there. I'll pause that and I'll restart it when I get there, okay? Ah, right, here's a train coming, so I'll get that. Right, so that's pretty much the Stannergate, or certainly the areas that I've covered regarding the Stannergate. That's the Dundee road. That's just heading to the Broughty Ferry, ways towards the city centre. Bridge here. Sorry, I was rudely interrupted with this camcorder that keeps on pausing itself. I was just saying that's the Tay Road Bridge, and over there in the distance. There's a set of steps, as you probably would have saw earlier when I was filming the train. It just heads down to the shared path with cycles. So it's a cycle lane and a pedestrian lane. started. I just done a wee loop around there. Okay, that'll do for now, I think. It's getting colder, it's quite windy, so I'll get myself back in the car and I'll give you the send-off sort of scene for the clip. Okay. Okay, right, that's us now back inside the warm car. All that fresh air woke me up anyway. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning, so plenty of fresh air. But I've timed it well because that's kind of like starting to spitter the rain now. So, but I covered quite a bit of the Stannergate. The areas back there, I can't remember ever being there before. So that was a bit of an adventure for us, or certainly for me, and anybody else that hasn't been there. I've been on the road before, at the waterfront, a few times, but I've never ventured off up into these off the track area and at that water tank. So that was quite good. Also the little bit at the very start, where I went up the side of where the docks are on that side, on Batman Cliff, well, not the cliff, but the River Tay on the other side. I got so far, then you would have seen the metal fence. Well, I've only really been there once or twice before, so I thought I'd maybe just highlight that, show you that on the video for anybody that hasn't been up it, because it's quite easy to miss. You would just walk past that, you wouldn't necessarily look there to know that that's a trail heading up there. So I'm going to get myself something to eat now. I'll get this video compiled up and I'll get it out there for you at some point. The videos that I put out aren't necessarily made, put out in order. In other words, I've made quite a few, well, I've made a few videos. They're stockpiled, so they're sometimes, like the next video could be made before this one. So they're not put online in order. A bit of a mix and match. It's just to do with like the storage on the laptop. Also, if I want to get like the Halloween and Guy Fawkes, well, I have to put them out before the other videos that I made before that. So I've got plenty of videos to put out. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and well, thanks for watching. Okay, bye now.